Welcome to episode 51 of the MTT Training Temple, and today it's all about celebrating the content creators. I've got some Gem AI packs as well I'm going to open and see what we get. But before we get into that, I just wanted to talk about this, the 2022 Content Creator of the Year Awards. If you go to Star Wars CCG Players Committee, the PC, the easiest way to find it is just to search content in the search bar, and this is an article that Jared put together back in June of this year. Last year, Kendall Corrin with his host Matt Lutz won the event, or the what do you call it? The award. So this is just a little bit of a spiel about celebrating people who are making content, which I am very pleased and very proud to say that I am part of that this year. So this is just let you know what happens, and also, you know, there's some cool prizes on the line for the winner, like a player design card, which would be epic. I think that's such a cool thing to be able to make a card that is going to essentially, hopefully, be played. You know, something like Kevin Yap's Vader Enforcer that goes in any Darkside mains deck. You know, so that's cool. You also get a complete set of Series 1 alternate image foils, which always nice, plus some other goodies like the Holo Theatre, your face on a card as well. So that's just that if you want to have a read of it. You can also find it through the PC's forum. You come to the homepage, you just scroll down here, we've got content creators, and when you click on this link, it immediately shows you there right at the top, content creator awards. And this just shows you who's in the list. That's the article I just showed you on the PC, and then just people talking about it. So that's how you find it. How you vote for us, how you show your support for your favourites. In the link on the main page, if you go down to somewhere, do you know what? I did pull this up before. I think it's in this here. It'll take you to the content creator survey, which is the Google Docs form, and you just basically say, do you think what we're doing is good, fair, excellent, or doesn't apply? And it also gives you all our guys. We've got Kendall, Matt Manning, I think his name is, from Board Matt on YouTube. We've got Mike Kessler and Jeremy DePaolo for their podcast. Myself, the MTT Training Temple. Aaron Freed, I believe it is. I hope I'm saying your last name right. Which is Not Plays on YouTube, which is great. We've got Eric Gaucho, who does basically opening packs, and then Craig Atkins, who does some funny top 10s, top 5s sort of videos. So that's the list for you to pick your nominees. And I just thought we'd have a quick look at each one of them, just to kind of give you a glimpse of their webpage or their YouTube channel. So this is Aaron's. What I like about Aaron, he's pretty much just does game reviews, but he does them live while he's playing them. I know a lot of my videos are more retrospective, going back through the games. So it's kind of cool to see his thought pattern while playing. I think it's slightly different than just looking back, because you can obviously look back and think, you know, I should have done this or I should have done that. But in the moment, you know, you scream at the camera, don't you, after when you look back. So I really like his. He's been doing some like building decks. So he did the Thrawn build and the 0 Hour. So 2 very new decks that everyone's still trying to wrap their brains around how to play them. So I think Aaron does a great job of these videos. So, and he is also smashing it. He's up to 53, which that's just awesome. I think this last week he's pumped out, I think it's like 5 or 6. So the guy's on fire. So well done, Aaron, for that. Next on the list, Board Matt. Love the graphics he's got behind him. Now, Board Matt doesn't just do Star Wars, he does all kinds of collecting. So you see there he does Lord of the Rings and some other games that I have no idea about. what I like about Matt's channel is he's done a few videos recently that are more retro. So he did a Prophet build and a Bring In Before Me build of the Cypher era builds that you would have before all the V cards and the PC started making stuff, which have been cool. It's kind of like a little bit of nostalgia. And he also does these pack openings. Very cool. And also more about collecting in general. So, where's the market at the moment? Are you looking to buy or to sell? What kind of price range are cards going for? He did one about finding cards, I think, and ones that have always kind of eluded him, so look out for. And one of the other ones I found was really cool. He's done that many videos. I'm not actually sure where it is in the list now, but he was a donator for the PC's donation swag for last year that he got, I think sometime this year. He did basically an opening of the box to show you all the stuff that you got for donating, and that was really cool because as someone who hadn't donated, it definitely made me think, that would be something I would like to do in the future, purely for the swag, as well as obviously helping the PC continue to make great content for all of us to keep playing this game. So Matt's channel is really cool for that. Also, just a shout out, he does, like I say, other games. We've got Lord of the Rings here, which have been fun. A game I did play for a couple of years after Decipher lost the Star Wars license. So I've enjoyed just watching a few of his other videos on Lord of the Rings. And there is actually a Lord of the Rings gem as well, if you want to play that online still, which is kind of cool. I wish I had more time and could play that, but I always thought Lord of the Rings was just like a fun, fast game that you could play when you had a little bit of spare time. So that is Matt's channel. Moving on, we have Eric Gaucho, I believe, and he is Eric, or eGaucho 89 CCGs and more. And his again is basically collecting and videos on pack breaking, which do make me super jealous. I never really got to open a lot of packs when I played Star Wars because I just didn't have the money to afford a lot of packs. So, my decks were built through common and uncommons and then buying the odd rares that I needed. So it's kind of cool watching someone open, packs and boxes. And he pumps out a decent amount of videos as well on these packs. So that is your other option. Moving on, we have Fatty here, who this is the thing with the list of people. The names on the sheet we've got here, he's just down as Craig Atkins top 10, but you do need to search for Fatty or Fatty CCG in YouTube to find his channel, and he is an entertainer by nature. I think he's very charismatic, he's super funny, and his videos are brilliant to watch as well. Some of them are nice and short, like these 8-minute ones, and then he's obviously done some much longer ones about his collections. But yeah, his videos are great, and definitely recommend tuning in and watching anything that he puts out. Moving on, last but not least, is Kendall. Kendall produces all kinds of stuff from, we'll talk about his podcast in a second, but his videos, he does reviews like this on the Andor series. He does music videos where he's done some Weird Al Yankovic style songs about playing Star Wars, which are amazing. I can't wait to get the album. And he's also been part of the PC for a long time. And he does, when there's new cards being released, he gets to spoil them, which I think is a great honor. And yeah, he also does live games, he does streaming. This guy does everything. So, he well deserved winning last year, and he's probably everyone's favorite this year, I would imagine, because he just does a lot, and his stuff is really good to listen to. I'm definitely a big fan of listening to people be interviewed rather than just watching stuff on YouTube. So moving on with Kendall is his podcast, Kendallcast, and we've got a nice pixelated picture of Kendall, I'm guessing. And yeah, again, his interviews, especially recently, he's pumped out at least 4 or 5 in the last week or two, and I need to catch up on them because they're ace. Kendall also he talks about other stuff, so he does this thing called the Round Table where he talks about movies. So if you're just interested in other stuff, then Kendall is your guy to go to. He has this Kendall Cast. I think on Spotify you can look for Bad Debt Breakdowns as well, but Kendall Cast has everything on it. So Kendall, he's a guy to look out for if you want Star Wars content. And then one of the newest to the list and to the content creators of 2022 is Mike Kesslin and his co-host Jeremy DePaulo, and they have the Kesslin Run, which I'm super jealous that he's got a really cool name to have for a Star Wars content. And these guys have done brilliant long form interviews, like you can see here, 2 hours, just shy of 2 hours, which for me, I work on my own a lot of the time, so I just love having something to kill the time and to listen to while I'm at work. And these interviews have been great. One of my favorites was the very first one with Clint Hayes, who I can't fully remember if he was a world champion or not. It definitely is up there, or was up there back in the day. So I think it was really interesting to listen to his interview, what he thought of the game, how things worked way back when Decipher was fairly new with the game. We've also had Greg Shaw, and I am a little bit behind with these as well, so I haven't listened to all of them, but they are excellent things to listen to. Very informative and fun, and it's cool to hear stories from the guys who went to Worlds when they were teenagers, and how their dads would drive like a car full of kids to events, because that's the kind of thing that I got to do now and again, but not very often over here in the UK. So just great content once again. So they're your 5, and then obviously there's myself, which I didn't put I didn't bring up my channel on YouTube, so let's just see if we can find it quickly. If you're watching the show, you obviously know that it is the Misasi Training Temple, and I've done a few shorts and all kinds of videos, game reviews, cards, images, live stuff that I did at Naboo. So for anyone who has watched my previous stuff, thank you so much. And I wish all the contenders, contenders, I think that's the right word, the best of luck, and may the best content creator win. And hopefully it's me. No, seriously, I think everyone has got serious strengths. We all do something slightly different, which is cool, because if you're going to be watching Star Wars content, it's perhaps not the most fun if you're just watching just games. And to have collection, card imagery, interviews, live stuff, it just gives us all something to enjoy. So well done, everyone. You've all done amazing to pump out so much content already. I think 2022 has definitely been the year of Star Wars CCG content to watch and to listen to. So may it long continue. And 2023 is just around the corner. Hopefully there can be a lot more added to the list. I did just want to say that this list only has 5 of us on it. However, when you search on YouTube for Star Wars content, there are actually a lot of other people who are producing stuff that I think have perhaps missed out because they're not quite as consistent, or just haven't done quite as much stuff as the rest of us. So if any of those people are watching, please continue to make stuff so that we can all enjoy it, and hopefully next year you'll be in this list as well. All that being said, let's move on with the main part of today's episode, which is me opening some GEMP AI booster packs. Alright, so I have 2 packs here to open, so let's crack them and see what we get. Cool, okay. I've been wanting this. The ice planes, I think, such a cool image. I saw it was a couple of weeks ago now, but Silver Glenn was playing a Hearth Walker deck, and he had this out, and I was like, "What the heck is that?" And I am a massive fan of these full picture locations where it's just got the dark side text. I think it's a really cool, just a modern look to the cards. I think Star Wars is one of those games that they haven't had to update the card imagery. You know, like a lot of games, there was like the original, and then as time's gone on, they kind of tried to make them look a bit more trendy and cool and like updated and all the rest of it. Whereas I think Star Wars is one of them that it looked cool when it came out, but it still looks cool today. So they haven't had to do a lot, but this new thing of like removing all the fluff around the outside, I think is really cool for locations. So yeah, I'm like pleased to have that. I'm definitely gonna have to build a Walker deck now. Also, this is the coolest picture of Jin. I mean, come on, her in that outfit with the, I don't know, it's a stormtrooper or a death trooper get up. But yeah, I just think this is so much cooler than the other one we get. So I'm really pleased to have got her as well as the AI. And also it just looks more Star Warsy because of the background. I think the other one, you know, she could be anywhere. And whereas this, you know, it's just cool. So that's awesome. We've got a Leia who I think she looks a bit pensive, like she's trying to hold in a fart or something. Is my only criticism with this picture. I think these ones that have been kind of AI drawn, I'm guessing, are yeah, they just have. She just has that look, but no, it's cool to have a more modern and the right look of Leia for General Leia from the Episode 7 stuff. So again, another nice image, and this is the other one that's really cool, Ray's Encampment. Again, without all the fluff around the outside, just really cool. And I can't actually remember what Ray's like encampment actually looked like from the film properly, but this definitely looks like it's the inside of the Downed Walker. So 4 nice cards. I'm very happy with all of them, really. And let's move on to pack number 2. We get another Jin. Okay, so I got a spare Jin. That's always cool. This Maul, I think's awesome. The hologram Maul, because it feels very Solo-esque, because you don't actually see him in real life, you just see him at the end. So I am stoked to get that, especially because I've been playing a lot of Shadow Collective. If you've seen in the forums, there is a tweak set coming out, and this Maul is going to get some changes to his text. I doubt that'll change on here for this guy, which would be sad. Hopefully it does. Maybe when they change the coding, it works on all Mauls, but we shall soon find out, I guess. But yeah, very happy to get hologram Maul. Now, this is a picture I've never seen before, which is, that's awesome. I've been searching for it for a long time. So this is a Inquisitor hover card for Hunt Down V. I've tried playing this card so many times in the deck. Sometimes you just float like a 1-of, but it's always that kind of like 61st card that gets cut sometimes. But if it's got a picture like that on it with Ahsoka fighting an Inquisitor, then it might have to start going in. But yeah, I tried it with starting Hunt Down V with, according to my designs, for Emperor Forcia, when you start with him on the table. The idea being, you look at 3 cards, you bin one, put one in Force Pile, and take one into hand. And then, obviously, the one that you've binned, you stack on a guy. and then hopefully you kill that guy and you play this card and it goes back into use pile. Which it happened a couple of times, but not as nicely and as well as I would have liked it to. But it is a cool card because it's that kind of non-retrieval, which Hunt Down, definitely would benefit from. But yeah, just that is a cool picture, I gotta say. I would love to get that as a real card, some actual cardboard. But there we go. Moving on, we have a Loss of Power. This is cool. I'm really happy to get this because I've been playing Rescue the Princess recently as well as a new deck. So it's cool to have the proper card that goes with that deck for Rescue the Princess V. That deck is like... I want to do a video about it and see if people comment, because it's like a deck that on paper seems really cool, but then every time I play it, I like panic because the majority characters are like small and pathetic. The problem I've been finding is they either just get force lightninged or choked or trampled if you put them outside, so tend to not go anywhere near walkers. Or they just get shot and stuff, so they've got kind of like mediocre defense values, which means playing a lot of sabotage and slight weapons malfunction, which obviously are good, and you're going to play the weapons malfunction because it pulls Luke and TK-42 out your deck, which is great. But it's just like, I don't know, there's just something about it that I panic when I'm playing it because I don't really know what I'm doing, I guess. But it's fun. It is a cool deck. I like to play it, so I'm happy to get that. So there we are, my 8 new cards, and got a ton of these Seed Palace packs. Should I open one? Let's see what we get. And yeah, kind of boring. I don't even know what the rare is. Boss Nest Shavers, I'm guessing. I always thought the Weasels were the rares because they're expensive, but yeah, I've been kind of saving these. I'm trying to get up to a full set of Mauls and Qui-Gons with lightsabers so that I can foil them, and I don't seem to get them very often. Or a Queen or a Panaka. That's the other ones I'm after, because my pet deck is WAP. I actually love that deck, and I would like to foil them. We're not doing very well here, are we? I'm just going to kind of ramble and open these. And if you've stuck around this long, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to vote. If you're still watching, thank you very much. I hope I'm not boring you just opening these packs. For Rick Olay. I was going to put Rick in a deck somewhere, but he's got to be with 2 of the Bravo pilot or fighters, and yeah, just no. We've got too many other good pilots and ships on light side, so I don't need him. These packs are not doing good at all. I don't really think I've seen anything that I'm that's blown my skirt up. Definitely no Qui-Gons or Mauls yet, or Queens or Panakas, which is super disappointing considering we just opened 13 packs. Okay, last one. Is this one going to be good? No. Again, I don't even know what the rare is in this one, unless it's the droid. Actually, this is cool. Someone I was playing the other day, who shall go unnamed, but plays a lot of the 9s decks, deployed the Emperor with Janice and this dude to a site, and I was like, oh, interesting. What does he do? Once per turn, so during my turn and your opponent's turn, Use 1 force to target an opponent's character present. Target is defense value -3 for the remainder of turn. That's pretty cool. So the Emperor sat there, he pulls Force Lightning. You deploy a guy. He pays 1 force for defense value -3, and then I'll fry you. And I thought that was really cool bit of tech. These battle droids, some of them have got some really interesting game techs, like the ones that make your spies and smugglers deploy +4, or your Jedi and stuff like that. I think what lets them down is they're only like Destiny 2, and the deploy forfeit's not great. And if you can catch one on their own, you're in for a world of hurt. So they're not that great, but the text is interesting in that like niche. Yeah, like look, this is another one. Opponent spies and smugglers are deployed +4, and may not apply their ability towards drawing battle destiny. I mean, drop that guy against watch your step, and it's like kind of thing. So they're cool, but they just I don't know. There's just something that they don't fit into a lot of decks, I guess. Anyway, I am done rambling. Once again, I just like to say thank you so much to everyone who watches my channel. Please continue to like and subscribe, and I will keep producing this content for as long as possible. Hopefully in the new year, I'm going to have some more interesting things to do. And until then, take care of yourselves, and as always, may the Force be with you.